What's going on, Buff Nation? Welcome back to another video. So all of the Buffs, the boys have got a bye weekend this weekend. That does not mean the coaches do, as they are traveling around the country right now on a hot recruiting trail, talking to the likes of five-star inside offensive lineman Jordan Seaton from IMG, five-star wide receiver Ryan Wingo, four-star cornerback out of Georgia, Cam McKell, and much, much more, which we're going to get into later into this video. And look, I don't expect Coach Prime to really do much in recruiting during the season right now. Now, I do expect things to heat up tremendously come December. The reason I say that is if you go back and look at his cycle in recruiting, his history of recruiting, I don't think he wants to show his hand that soon. He wants to get these kids locked in and flip them as close to that signing day as possible, so he doesn't have to worry about fighting off any other schools once he does make that flip happen. I think that's going to be his strategy throughout his time at Colorado, and what he did with Travis Hunter at Jackson State, the last minute slide in so nobody can get into that kid's ear and possibly reverse the flip from Coach Prime happening. So he's going to operate underneath the radar, which is why I'm not too concerned with him being at plus 60 in recruiting. I think they will heat up tremendously heading into December, which is that first signing day, and then following will be February, and I think we all know he will be extremely active once again in the transfer portal. He's mentioned that, and I also think that the portal is going to be knocking on his door even much more so because of what he's done at Colorado, and that leads me to my next point. Well, Shelton, why does anybody want to come to Colorado anymore? How can he recruit well? Because according to Paul Feinbaum and everybody else, the party's over, right?
And, his party's over.
Sweetie, come here. The party's just getting started. Okay, they may put the music on pause for a quick second to swap out DJs, to bring in a new guy, to crank this bad boy up, to crank this son of a B up to a whole nother level. Because what Coach Prime did in just 3 games of going undefeated, we all remember the spectacle that was put on at Colorado and how everybody wanted to be there and how everybody's eyes were on Colorado and how everybody's NIL valuation went through the roof during just a 3-game time period of them doing some great and incredible things. So, number one, recruits are going to say, well, if we go there and we win, we're going to be the hottest thing since sliced bread, and our evaluation is going to be through the roof. We're going to be making some cheddar, winning some football games. We're all going to be winning. Number two, you're moving into the Big 12. The Big 12, which is going to be completely revamped because Oklahoma and Texas are leaving, meaning it's going to be wide open for business, meaning out of the bids that get into the playoff, if you win the Big 12, you're automatically now into a college football playoff, which, again, the Big 12 is going to be wide open for business, and if I win the Big 12, I'm going to be into a college football playoff as well. This sounds very intriguing. More playing time, more NIL money, a almost guaranteed playoff bid because, again, the Big 12 is going to be wide open for business. The likes of UCF, TCU, teams that Colorado have beaten and can beat, will all be running that division. And lastly, number 3, Coach Prime has talked about this, not having the right guys in the right place at the right time. The talent just isn't quite there yet. I'm a 4 or 5-star recruit. I go, hey, listen here. You see what's going on here? We win this game if I've got you in here right now, and you're going to come in and you're going to play right away because you're an elite talent, meaning your NIL evaluation is going to go through the roof, and you're going to be cashing checks as soon as you sign this damn dotted line. You go to so-and-so in the SEC, you're 3rd, 4th, 5th in line possibly, and nobody's going to know your name until 2029. Everyone's going to know who you are, where you came from, the moment you set foot on this campus, because you're going to be him, you're going to be starting, you're going to be able to make an impact, again, in a conference that is wide open for business. If I'm a recruit, how could you possibly say no to that? Now, there's still top-tier recruits that will walk into a top-tier SEC school, play right away. He's going to have a hard time getting those guys, and that's okay. That's just right now, not forever. But the guys that are kind of on the fence, those high-end 4-stars, and there's going to be a 5-star that's going to be just intrigued, it's going to be dialed in and focused. He's already landed 2. There's going to be no issues pulling in a few of those as well. Things are looking really good for Colorado and the Buffs right now to make a massive run in this recruiting cycle. Again, although they're sitting 66 right now, I would not panic by any stretch of the imagination. But let's get into a few names to keep an eye on over these next few months. First on the list, we got 5-star receiver Cameron Coleman, who's currently committed to Texas A&M. Here's a couple of reasons why this name is special. Number one, it's a 6'3" wide receiver. How hard is it to pitch to a 6'3" wide receiver to come play for Shedeur Sanders, leading the way in receiving yards right now? You've been able to see what the transfers have done in Travis Hunter, Weaver, Jimmy Horn when he's healthy, what those guys have been able to do at Colorado with Shedeur slinging the football. That's probably one of the easiest sells that any of these recruits, these coaches, are going to have to any wide receiver. Here's another reason what makes it special. Charles Kelly. We're in another video we talked about Charles Kelly's failures as a defensive coordinator back at FSU and the struggles he's had thus far at Colorado. But what makes Mr. Kelly great is his ability to recruit. I mean, he can recruit his ass off. And he's not stopping at Cameron Coleman. We're also targeting Alabama commit, where Charles Kelly came from. Jeremiah Beeman, 6'4", 265-pound defensive lineman. And again, defensive line, defense, all of it needs a ton of work. And this is somebody, a 4-star recruit, who you go look in the eyes and go, Jeremiah, you are going to come to Colorado and play immediately. You go to Alabama, which has been known to pump studs into the NFL. So that's going to be a hard pull to rip out of Nick Saban. But again, Charles Kelly being a part of that cycle is going to have inside scoop here and the ability to snatch Beeman, which would be a massive flip and a massive haul for Colorado. And Mr. Kelly is also going to be visiting Jaquan McCoy, also out of Alabama, 6'8", 365 offensive lineman. Big boy on the offensive line. Again, another important need, a 4-star stud, a same exact conversation. But boy, you're going to come in and you're going to be him putting up the blocks for Mr. Shedeur Sanders. How do you say no to that? Currently committed to Oregon, which Oregon obviously recruits very well all the time. He's already willing to go all the way from Alabama to Oregon. So you're not going to have an issue in the sense of like it's far from home, it's cold. It's just going to be, why should I play for Colorado over Oregon? Which, again, going to be a big conversation. But with also Oregon moving conferences as well, again, that could kind of change things up a little bit on where these kids want to play and who they want to play up against. So a huge pull here. I would keep an eye on these 3 names, again, because of the ability of Charles Kelly and his ability to recruit. And we have some concerns on the coaching side right now, but his ability to recruit is uncanny. The last 2 names that I would keep an eye on, Ryan Wingo, 5-star wide receiver. Again, how could you not want to come play for Shedeur Sanders as a wide receiver? Currently crystal balled to Mizzou. But let me tell you one thing. I've been watching this kid recruit this entire time. He has hot more schools than your 8th grade girlfriend, okay? He was committed to Tennessee. Then he was looking at Georgia. Now he's committed to Mizzou. Who the hell wants to go play Mizzou, right? I mean, they're pulling some weird guys here lately. I don't know what kind of NIL, deals are kind of running out there in Mizzou. But let's be real, okay? We talking Colorado or Mizzou. Like, stop it. Like, we're not going up against the Bamas or whatnot. It's Mizzou. They should be able to lock this thing in and reel him in. And because of how jumpy he's been, I could see a last-minute flip here if that were to happen. He hasn't committed yet, but that would be something definitely to keep an eye on. And the next name is going to be, again, Cameron McKell. We talked about him just a few weeks ago. He is the cousin of Montre Bradford, who just committed to Colorado like 2 weeks ago. They go to school together in Georgia, currently committed to Georgia, quarterback. Keep an eye on him. That would be a massive haul for them. We know what Coach Prime does with cornerbacks. Usually reels them in if he wants them bad enough. But we'll continue to monitor this over the next few months here and obviously into December and into February and continue to monitor this entire transfer process. Again, I expect them to close extremely strong. Be sure to smash the like button, subscribe, turn the bell on. You don't want to miss a video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.